Hello everyone, Beat the Angel here, and I'm gonna do Week 12's discussions by myself because I don't know where Bill is. To tell you the truth, well, today's Thanksgiving, and it's at the half of Week 13, with the first game being the Packers at the Lions, 10-17. I don't know how it's gonna go. I'm gonna tell you right now, I'm predicting the Lions are gonna come out. I would have always regardless. But it looks to be an interesting game. Anyway, obviously there's not enough time to talk about a lot of games in one part, so I'm just going to give a quick rundown of some teams I feel that are worth noting. One of the picks I got wrong was the Panthers and the Dolphins. If the Dolphins did what they did against the Chargers, they could have won. But that didn't happen because, well, Cam Newton's a beast now, and he's really good. So, it came out, and he took out another last-second victory, just like they did against the Patriots. Speaking of the Patriots, Broncos-Patriots game, that was definitely America's game of the week, as that one was perhaps the best game this whole year, with it going 24-0 at the half. Patriots zip 3 turnovers that I believe resulted all in some type of scoring. And then Patriots come out, tie the game, and take that thing into overtime, and then take the win the last few minutes when it looked like it was going to be a tie, due to one of the Broncos touching the ball upon the return punt, and then the Patriots spotted it, picked up that ball, and there you go. Jaguars Texans, it's exactly what I thought. If you underestimate any team at this point when you're losing, you're going to lose. Just because they're about the same record as you doesn't mean you should give them an inch. But this was, of course, a rival game, so you should have brought your A game. Clearly that wasn't enough. But apparently there are rumors that I think Cushing, or who was it, will come back. Actually, I'm going to check the Twitter for the Texans, and while I'm at it, I'll just talk about some of the rest of the games. I predicted right that there was going to be a tie, but I chose the wrong team. The 49ers decimated the Redskins 27-6. RG3's just lost his touch at this point, which is, I don't know what to think. But I will say that I should have picked Vikings and the Packers. Sure enough, they actually tied. They both scored a field goal in overtime, but that didn't matter. Yeah, it was Cushing. Cushing's on the road to recovery. I don't think he'll come back in this week's game, which I don't want to talk about because I know how it's going to end. But I will say that I just hope that if Cushing can come back perhaps by Week 14's game against the Jaguars for the grudge match, because that's a Thursday game, and I don't like it, but what can I do? Anyway, I hope that might help. He might help change things around, because he was responsible for the first win with getting a big comeback. But anyway, as for the other teams, I want to talk about. Let me see. Which one was it again? I need to see. Oh, Chargers Chiefs. That was a shootout. That was this week's shootout, and I saw like the third and fourth quarter of it, and wow. Wow. That was a shootout at its finest. I'm honestly surprised. Despite it was going back and forth, I think there was interceptions on both sides, turnovers. But then the Cardinals decimated the Colts like I wished. The Titans beat the Raiders, which was a shame because I wanted the Raiders to actually win. I don't mind the Raiders, really. I like their colors of black and gray, but no. And then, of course, more importantly, Cowboys. Cowboys-Giants. That would have been game of the week if the Broncos-Patriots game never happened. That would have been the game of the week. That was as greatest NFC East rival game as it could ever have been. But enough of that. I mean, well, one thing I talk about is Des Bryant getting turnovers, but thankfully, what was the best part? The Cowboys' defense acted like the Cowboys' defense. At the beginning, they forced 2 field goals, and I think they stopped them from getting a touchdown entirely. They were in the red zone 2 or 3 times, and they stopped them most of those times, save for the last one where they got that second touchdown. But the Cowboys' defense did a pretty good job. They still need to do more turnovers, though, because that can make the difference between a win or loss, as we're seeing in this first game of the Packers-Lions, for those who are watching it right now. But anyway, let's go to the picks. I'm just going to go to the picks because I don't want to go into 2 parts with me just talking, because that's not much of a discussion now, is it? And I'm one-sided enough as it is. So, as I've already said, Packers, Lions are going to come out. What's been going on that's been the problem? Lions should have scored much more, and they missed that damn 31-yard field goal. How do you curve that so badly? It's a straight shot, not hard at all. That would have been should have been an easy 3 points, and it should have been 2010. But regardless, the problems have been half the reason the Packers have scored is because of turnovers. An interception, 2 fumbles, which one led to a touchdown, a pick 6 basically, and, well, Lions defense just can't stop the big plays on the other side. But regardless, I think the Lions will come out on top. I don't know if it'll be close or not, but I think that will be an interesting game. Still, nonetheless, I'm going to say it's going to be the Lions coming out on top. And right after this game ends, we have the Raiders-Cowboys game on this Thanksgiving. Well, seeing as how the Raiders utterly decimated the Texans 28-23, I can't really tell you. Because I'm worried about this one, but I'm not doubting the Cowboys. I'm just saying the Raiders are capable, just like the Rams, which will be noting, can pull off some surprises. But regardless, this is a home game at the Cowboys. The Cowboys do really good on Thanksgiving. They usually beat anything that comes their way on Thanksgiving. So, but regardless, they're going on a hot streak, especially coming out of a necessary win against New York. I think they've got the morale and they've got the capability to decimate the Raiders. Just the Raiders' defense is getting better, and you got to watch out for that young quarterback that's been taking the field since the Texans game. So I'm going to give it to the Cowboys here. Next, Steelers-Ravens, a rival game. This is perhaps going to be the highlight. Well, actually, we have 2 rivals again. You count the Packers-Lions. That's a deep-blooded NFC. Now we're having an AFC one. I think they're AFC teams. So Steelers-Ravens. Steelers at the Ravens. Joe Flacco's going to be in a really good mood considering he came out of a major easy win against the Jets when Geno Smith was being the bad version of Geno Smith. Yeah, where's the Geno Whirl now? I had to take a shot at his name. But anyway, Ravens. I can't tell you who's going to win. I don't like either team. But Ben Roethlisberger's being Ben Roethlisberger. He's easily dispensed with those rumors that he was going to get traded out, which why would you do that? Even if he's not being Ben Roethlisberger, he still is Ben Roethlisberger. Really beefy quarterback, capable of making some good plays. So, Steelers, Ravens, last time I think the Ravens took them down. Barely. But I think that the Steelers might have what it takes. It's going to be a close game, but I think the Steelers are going to come out on top. Next one, Jaguars-Browns. Jaguars think they're getting a little hot-headed due to the fact they just beat the Texans and they have to play them again next week. But, and this is Sunday's games, by the way. I think the Browns at home are going to take it. They can do some good, and but just don't underestimate the Jaguars. And you got the win. Buccaneers, Panthers. I believe they're in the same division. I don't know. I forget, but Buccaneers are on a hot streak. They've won 3 in a row coming out of 0-8, while the Panthers are mirrored 8-3. Panthers are on a winning streak. I don't think they've lost a game since their 3 losses. But I believe they're on a winning streak. I don't know by how much, but I think it's 8. But I'm not sure. So these teams, regardless, are at winning streaks. Tampa Bay's doing good with their new quarterback. And the Panthers, just Cam Newton. Cam Newton and the Panthers defense is doing good. And at home, I think the Buccaneers are going to give a good fight. They're going to fight, and they're going to fight well. But just the Panthers are going to outplay them and outperform them in class. So I'm going to give that win to the Panthers here. Chicago Bears at Minnesota Vikings. I think this was pretty clear to me. I don't want them to win because, well, I want the Lions to keep that division lead. But I have to say the Bears. Bears are, well, they're the Bears. I mean, they're not the best team, but they have been capable of proving themselves. And the Vikings just have lost their touch. Hey, you might want to get Brett Favre back. No, he's not coming back in all seriousness. He's been having concussion issues, so there's no way they're going to get him back. But Chicago Bears, I think they're going to have what it takes to just take them out. I'm going to say by like a 17-point lead, but I could be wrong. Next one, I don't want to talk about this, but we have to talk about it. It's pretty clear. Patriots at Texans. Yeah, it's the home field advantage, but as we've seen time and time again, apparently that don't mean shit in Texas. At least for the Texans. I want the Texans to win. They've got the good defense. They got J.J. Watt. J.J. Watt is probably going to get 2 sacks on Tom Brady. But you know Tom Brady is in a really happy mood. Getting his biggest comeback as in the Patriots' history. Coming out of a 24-0 deficit against the Broncos at the half. And then taking that thing into overtime, winning. Patriots are going to have high morale. Texans are slowly losing it. Case Keenum, a rookie quarterback, is going to go up against a veteran defense. A lot of these guys have seen many things under Tom Brady's lead. They've been to Super Bowls. They've been to the playoffs time and time again. These guys are very seasoned. If Keenum can take this win, it proves he is worthy of... This is basically Keenum's chance. If he can put up even a most valiant fight, making it a close game, it will prove he is worthy of being a lead quarterback. But I gotta say, as much as I love the Texans more than the Patriots, this is a fight they're not gonna win. They're not ready. At least Case Keenum is not. Schaub, if you were actually Schaub, they might have had a really a close game, maybe a shootout even. But I gotta say the Patriots gonna win. Titans at Colts. As you saw, Colts at the Titans won. And I don't want the Colts to win. I don't mind them. Really, I don't. But I would like the Titans to win, but just they're not doing so as well as you expect. So I'm going to have to say Colts are going to take the win. Dolphins at the Jets. Dolphins at the Jets. Oh, I think we've seen the Dolphins do some great things. At the Jets, it's gonna be crazy. It all depends on what Geno Smith does, really. He decides a lot of the games based on his choices and his passes, which can make the difference between a win and a defeat. That just goes to show you how much a quarterback matters to a team. I mean, they're not the heart. Well, not entirely the heart, but they're part of it. But I'm gonna say the Dolphins are gonna come out. I've always been picking the Dolphins, maybe because I'm a little biased. But I think the Dolphins have what it takes. If they can keep up that, hold them down in their end zone, or at the red zone, take the win. Force them to either make field goals or just stop them altogether. They take the win. That's all they got to do. Cardinals at the Eagles, Battle of the Birds. I remember these two went into the playoffs fighting for a Super Bowl spot, or I think just a champion, NFC champion spot. But Cardinals are at a hot streak, but then the Eagles, my God, they're doing good with Nick Foles. A lot of new quarterbacks are helping. And I'm going to have to say Cardinals. I mean, they beat them last time. And, well, they're doing really good. The defense is really impressive, too. So I have to say Cardinals, because the Eagles have a good offense. But their defense, I don't think it's going to help them too much. But if it can, it's great. For them, at least. Falcons at the Bills. Bills like to do good at home sometimes. Falcons not so good, regardless of where they're at. Simple. I'm going to go with the Bills. Rams at the 49ers. Rams they can pull off some upsets. And they pulled off some major upsets, especially with my Texans, while being part of upsets. And the 49ers, yeah, they won against San Fran. Or not San Fran. San Fran won against Washington. But I don't think that's going to help them too much here. The Rams can pull off some surprises, and, well, they got one of the fastest players in the league. Rams. Bengals, Chargers. Chargers are going to come in hot. Electrified. But the Bengals are good. They're coming out of a bye, I believe. Close game, but Chargers. Broncos at the Chiefs. Grudge match. I could tell you this already. Broncos. Even though they lost, Chiefs are on a 2-game losing streak. Let's make it 3. New York at Redskins. New York. Victor Cruz going to get a touchdown. Do the cha-cha dance. Saints the Seahawks. This is a playoff reminder. When the Saints lost to the Seahawks in the playoffs. This is at home. Drew Brees is going to have his toughest game yet. Seahawks. And with that, that's all I can say. I've talked too much about so many other teams. I nearly am out of time. So, you know my picks. In the comments, feel free to tell me yours. Once Bill tells me his, I'll post them in the description. And that'll be it, so that way he's not too left out. Sorry, Bill, but I want to get a video up, especially considering I've been procrastinating a lot, and this week I have a lot of homework. So I want to get this video up now. So, yeah, I'll see you guys later. And remember, things are only going to get better from here.